Sonder, the realization that each random person is living a life as vivid and complex as your own.
Welcome to the Saunders Sesh, everybody. Today I'm here with
Valerie. My name is Valerie. Honored to be here. Work at Microsoft, play sports. That's literally all I do every day, all day.
Nice.
Life's
All
kinda
day?
boring. Yeah, Microsoft, 8 hours, and right after, homework and sports, and then repeat every day.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's the life.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The only life.
Not
All
too
right.
bad.
So, you know how it goes. I'm going to ask you a few questions. You can answer it. If we go on and on, we'll be fine as long as it has to do, I guess, with the topic.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is don't be afraid to, like, stray away.
Yeah.
Get into detail.
Yeah.
But I will. Okay. So the first one is, what does happiness look like to you?
This is kind of, it's a complex question. I think happiness is like being able to see the good in every negative situation, because I feel like once your mindset is like altered to being more positive, then you'll just naturally become more of a happy, positive person, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, so
No,
in a way, you think happiness is being like optimistic
Yeah.
over more pessimistic.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And what's it look like to you, I guess, in a way? Like some people say their happiness is like living in a big house with a nice car.
That's kind of a tricky one. Like for example, not to get too deep right away, but like I grew up sharing a room with my mom and my brother, one room. So you would think that I grew up unhappy because I didn't have my own space. Like if you were to tell, that version of myself, I'm gonna get you a mansion and whatever car you want, I would take it in a split second. But like at the same time, I feel like it wouldn't be the same just because during those like 10 years that I had to like share a room with him, I got to like bond with my brother and my mom in a way that I probably wouldn't have if I had a mansion. So I feel like it's more about like the people you love. I think the people that your family, friends, I think that's what, like time with them. I think that's what's more important, I guess.
So happiness to you is getting to know the people around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I think that's more important than like buying the most expensive car. Because who are you going to ride in your expensive car with if you have no friends,
That's true.
Very true.
Yeah.
I can see how that goes back to the optimistic side of
Yeah.
stuff too. It's like you make the most out of the situation. Yeah.
Or like a big house, but like with no one to live in it with you. It's like
Be very
it
lonely.
goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it does. When are you the happiest?
Oh my gosh. I don't want to repeat myself,
Probably
but
when
when
she's at Starbucks.
no, right?
Right.
Buying a $7 drink. No, today I spent $7 on a drink. Oh, okay. It's a hard question. I think since I'm in a phase of like finishing school, I'm supposed to graduate this December. Like I feel like I'm in a very much of a grinding stage, so it's hard because I'm happy, but like I don't feel like I have enough time to myself because I'm in my grinding stage. But I would say I'm most happy when I'm doing like nature-based things. Like if I have a boyfriend, so like whenever we go like on drives and have like long talks about anything, it could be about deep things. I think that's when I'm most happy because I'm like the most open and like there's like, you know what I'm saying? Like
So
those
you
deep
connect
talks.
your happiness with openness.
Yeah,
The more
like-
you can be yourself, the happier you are,
yeah,
depending on the
yeah.
situation. Gotcha. Okay.
Can you guys relate or no?
I'm an open book, so I'm like that 24/7.
Oh.
I feel like I'm pretty. I've always been told I wear my heart on the sleeve, so I feel like I can relate to that very much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll talk to anybody who wants to listen, so I'm
Yeah,
a very
yeah.
talkative person, so I'm doing that.
He's an open
24
book.
I do that 24/7.
That's good too.
Would you consider yourself a happy person?
Yeah, I would.
You would?
Yeah. Just because like I used to not be. Like, like I went through like a hard stage. And when I mean by hard stage, I don't mean like recently. I mean like as a kid, Like growing up without a dad, that kind of stuff. So whenever you get past of that, like accept, like first, like when something bad is happening, quote unquote bad, you have to like accept it first and then learn how to live with it. I'm way past those stages, I've already accepted it, I've already lived with it. Now I'm at the part where like I grow and like
Live
I guess
life.
live life.
just
So yeah,
do what you have to do.
I like to think that I got through the hard part and I'm just living life now.
Okay.
Hopefully
Nice. So you would consider yourself
happy. Hopefully not the happiest. I hope it only grows here, but a happy person.
you're a happy person. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, because I've had some people say no, and I'm just like, what? And I mean, it's crazy because, you know, some people, I think that they're happy, and then they're like, no, I'm not. And I would be like, wow.
Now I'm not content with myself. Like I feel like I still have a lot to accomplish.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I guess that's different though.
Yeah.
That's more like your goals and aspirations, and that's different, which is good because some people, they set a goal and work on it for years, and then they're like, I never accomplished it, so I'm a piece of shit. That's what people think sometimes.
Yeah,
and it's like,
Yeah,
that's not good. Like your happiness shouldn't be. Yeah, when you get to your goal, be hella happy, but enjoy something on the way. You know.
I think
Yeah.
that feeling also comes from like the feeling of failure. Like there's sometimes that just a certain feeling of failure just hits you a certain way. Where it's like, man, I dedicated all this time, all this effort to this, and it didn't work out for me. You know,
Yeah.
so like it
Yeah.
kind of hits you hard
Yeah.
sometimes for some people.
For sure. And was there ever a time in your life where you knew you weren't happy? And if so, what needed to change?
Yeah. Like when I was younger, I kind of knew that I wasn't happy. I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I just wasn't like content with my life. I wasn't happy. That had to do with like a lot of like my dad not being in the picture, and then like in the beginning of like having to share a room with my mom and brother, it wasn't ideal. Like I was like 13, and like what 13-year-old wants to share a room with their mom or brother? So like I wasn't happy. Like I always said like I wanted my own space. I want like how come my dad's not in my life? Things like that. But acceptance really, because like once I accepted it, I kind of like there was no weight on my shoulders, if that makes sense. So I kind of like getting past like with what's going on, like getting past and accepting, and also like removing negative people, because for example my dad, like I had to remove, even though he's family, like I guess technically, like I had to be okay with living without him, and once I did that, like it's just that's it, you know, that's when it went up my life, or like happiness.
Nice. So yeah, no,
And
that's a good
therapy,
answer.
a lot of therapy. I've been going to therapy since I was 11.
That's good though.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been this year as much, but since 11,
very interesting.
Forgot that's a important detail. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go to therapy.
I've never been.
I
There's been
probably
times
should.
where I've strongly considered it, but it's one of those things like the time, the money,
Now, we'll say the money. Yes, like in the beginning, my therapist, he saw me like $25 a session. Or no, it was like $50 a session. And then his prices increased to $100 a session. And that's a lot when you're going once a week, you know? But him and I, he's been knowing me since I was 11. I'm 20 now. So like we have a special bond, I would say. So he ended up saying like, whatever price you want to give me is fine. And like, we kind of grew that. So that's why I like keep going, because I mean, he's not just any therapist. And he even said like for free, like, oh, I got you. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
that's really cool though.
Yeah.
Like for some people, it's hard to find a good therapist.
Yeah, and most insurances don't cover it, so.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to that state, me personally. Like, I've been down bad, and people were like, yo, I've never seen you this way. Like, we're all waiting to see you, and we're like, damn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, I was told by Vontae and Edwin the exact same thing. They're like, you always help us out, so the fact that you're down bad,
It's worrisome,
like,
yeah.
like we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then at that time, I was like, all right. I cut my like everything off for like I think like 5-6 days. Didn't talk to nobody, and then just dealt with my stuff by myself. So I don't think I've ever been, because I mean, I'm not saying therapy you got to be in some deep shit, but I've never considered it.
Is there a reason why?
No, I just don't like. I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm not against therapy. I think that's probably the best thing you can do as a human being. But I just don't ever see myself like needing it. Like if I go to
Yeah.
therapy, I feel like I'm taking somebody else's time away. Like I don't have anything that big of a deal.
That's
like,
actually, it's a good problem to have in a way if you think about it. Yeah.
because I've never been. Because I thought I was depressed, and then I hear people who've been through depression, and I'm like, oh, I've never felt that. Like,
Yeah,
oh my God,
yeah.
whoa. And then people talk about anxiety, and I'm like, nope, I've never had that before.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like, And I'm over
That's
here
good.
like thinking that I have this shit, and then I hear people's stories, and I'm like, no, I don't feel that at all. You know what? Maybe I'm alright. Like,
That's kind of good. With me, if I were to hear stories, I would think like I would scare myself and be like, "Is that what's happening to me?" Like I would believe that that's happening to me. So it's kind of good that you can differentiate like what's going on.
yeah,
with you
because I
and
mean,
what's not.
I thought I was sad, and then I hear what people did when they were sad, or how they disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
And I disconnected as a choice to get my stuff together. I didn't disconnect because I was slowly wanting to get rid of people, because I know people do that. And then I just heard so many other things of other people who've been depressed, and I'm like, even when doing these interviews, like people tell me things like what they go through. I'm like, I've never felt that way. Like I thought I felt anxious, but then I hear I heard what anxiety was and how people feel, and I'm like, dude, I've never had that happen to me.
That's good. Like honestly, that's a good thing. I had anxiety.
Like
in
I've
2020.
been nervous to, give a presentation, but once I start talking, the teacher tells me to go back to my chair because my presentation is taking too long. But I mean, I've never been like that.
level 1 anxiety, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also different in everybody's shoes.
Yeah.
They always say like it's hard to say like have one thing affected somebody wouldn't per se affect you the same way.
Yeah.
Your emotions, your personality, and stuff like that. So I always still see it too as like it's a wide range or spectrum to really fill in because. Like, I mean, you hit it right on the head. Like, something that made somebody else sad, you might be like, I would have been over that, or that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But the way that person's mind or their life
How
works
they feel,
around
yeah.
it, it's like it was the world to them, so it crushed everything they believed in, or, so it really does depend sometimes. But
Yeah,
I do
I
have
see
a
that.
question. On the flip side of that, how did you know you needed therapy? Or what helped make the decision that I should go to therapy in your life?
Well, I was 11, so I didn't even want to go in the beginning. I was forced to, but I was forced to by my mom because she thought I was depressed. She, like I don't know, at the time she was married. Like when I was 11, I was living with my mom and her husband, which is my brother's dad. Don't like him, didn't like him. He was not a good person. And so, like, I would just do things like not talk to her at all. I would I would say things like I don't want to be here. I don't want to. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself suicidal, but I would say things like I don't want to be here. I wish I wasn't here.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
You'd rather be an empty shell.
Yeah, and as an 11-year-old, I think that kind of like sets an alarm for your mom. Like, like what's going on. And it got to the point where like I was not self-harming, but I wanted to do it. At the age of 11, it's kind of scary. I would never do that now.
Yeah.
But at that time, that's whenever she decided to put me in therapy, and I didn't like it. So my first therapy
Yeah,
session.
I'm pretty sure at first it's like, what am I gonna say? Like,
Yeah, I didn't even say anything
Like,
my
I don't
first
trust
session.
this person. I don't know this person. Why should
Yeah.
I tell you anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really weird because like my first session, I was with my mom and my biological dad, not my stepdad, my biological dad. And it was me, him, and her, and just us three. And it was really weird. I didn't talk at all. And then the second session came. I kind of started to like it a little bit, but I didn't like that my parents were there. So then I was like, hey, I talked to my therapist. I was like, is it cool if like it's just me? Like I'd rather just not have my parents here.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, that's okay. So next therapy session, he kind of told him, hey, I'm gonna just have her like in for today. And they're like, okay. So it just made it better. And then I could start like talking about my feelings and stuff like
for
that.
sure.
And
Yeah.
that was probably based off of the parents kind of being the source of the problem. So it's like I can't open up about this with them standing right here next to me.
But I really like
sense.
I like the fact that my therapist did the work for me. Like had I told my parents I don't want y'all there, like it would have been weird for me.
Yeah, it would have made it
like,
harder.
why?
It would have made it harder.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say I wanted to go, but I'm glad that I was put in it because once I was in there, I was good. Yeah, which was like a blessing in disguise, really. 'Cause,
That's good. Yeah, that's actually really good to hear. And you still currently go?
I don't go as much, but I have been. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I went like once every week for like until I was 19, and now I kind of go like once, twice every month. So and it's crazy because when I was 11, I looked a lot different. Like I was a little girl, Yeah. So he saw everything, and it's easier. Cause I wouldn't think about going to another therapist because I had to start all over, like all my trauma over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing when you say it though. Like I've been going since I was 11, like
No, not
11,
at all.
but
Nah, not at all.
It means you got your
It-
shit together.
Yeah.
While everybody else thinks they're okay.
You're almost walking proof that like, hey, I went and it actually was a great thing for me in my
Yeah,
life.
that's
Like
true.
it helped me come out a way better person.
yeah.
So the people who listen to this might be like, dang, she considers herself a happy person. Maybe I should go to therapy.
Yeah, man. I this is kind of off topic, but one of my coworkers at Guitar Center, he's maybe 27, 28, about my age. He told me he just started going to therapy last month, and even his explanation of how it's already been helping him so much and like bringing stuff to the light. It's like this dude's a grown man and he's barely starting therapy, and he's like, man, this is amazing. Like I
That's
should have
good.
did it years ago.
Yeah.
So yes, I hear both sides a lot sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
some people go and they're like, man, it was life changing. It's one of the best things I've ever done. And some people are like, it probably helps make them more crazy. But
Yeah,
Right?
that's why I feel like it should be free
That's true.
or more accessible to people.
What's some advice you would give somebody who's looking for happiness?
I would say to put yourself first because you're all that matters in your life, really. I mean, I know not everyone's spiritual, and that's okay, but I feel like trying to find something that, I don't know, like, get to know yourself more, like what you believe
Find
in, what
something
you
you connect
think.
with.
Yeah, find something to connect with.
That's why I tell people, man. I'm like, it's your world. Everyone's just living in it.
Yeah.
Like you have to think that way. Like
Yeah.
doesn't mean
Main character, your
doesn't
own
mean
story.
be an asshole to everybody. You know, but
Yeah.
like this is your
Yeah.
story. Like everyone else is just either watching or participating as much as you want them to. So.
And I would say also to like try to believe as much as you can that either God or the universe, whatever you want to believe in, like has your back, like always.
Yeah.
Like,
Find something to have faith in.
yeah. Someone's always out there looking out for you.
True. Do you have any quotes or maybe something that helps you whenever you have a rough day?
Oh my gosh. Rough day. I don't think I have a quote.
If not a quote, like maybe like a specific song or maybe something that you think about.
anything that you do.
I do play video games. That gets my mind out. Like if I have a bad day, I like to end my day with some video games.
That's smart. You got to unwind. Yeah.
Yeah.
You relax, have some fun.
And it's just once I put that headset on, like I'm not thinking about anything. I would say video games. I don't really listen to music that much. Well, I lied. I do listen to music. Some of my songs that like if I'm really feeling down, I do listen to some Christian music.
Don't tell me no Kodak Black.
No
Yeah,
Kodak.
she say Kirk Franklin.
But yeah,
I mean, hey, whatever works, right?
that's if I'm driving though. If I'm driving, some music. But if I'm at home, some video games will do for me.
All right, what kind of games? You trying to shoot some people? That helps relieve
I
the
play
stress.
a lot of
Or you
COD.
playing- okay.
Yeah.
So you get toxic.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
get toxic. Yeah, my
She lets
brother.
the toxicity
Do
out.
not
different
understand how that helps people. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll go home and play Apex
You gotta let
or
that
Call of
rage out,
Duty,
bro.
and I'm like, dude, that is not.
You scream at somebody a couple times, call them dog shit, let some rage out. You feel better at the end of the night.
Yeah, I played a lot with my brother or Saul. It's fun, but he's trying to. I have GTA too, but
GT is dope.
More toxic.
Yeah, that's
Break all
probably
the
the
laws
most
of the world.
toxic.
they're trying to get me into FIFA, so we'll see how that is. But that's even more toxic. I be hearing what Saul says whenever he's playing. Like, no
It's 'cause
way.
he's on another level. He's got issues. We'll interview him later. That boy, like I think we were playing one time and I was beating him, and he just like quit. And I was like, "Hey, did you lag out?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Okay." And then he came back and he beat me though. Like he gave me some L's, and I was like, "Dang, hey, good job." He's like, "No." He was like, "Be mad." I'm like, "I'm not mad." Like it was fun, bro. It was cool.
That's how he was when we 1v1 on COD, and as soon as I won, I heard like ding ding when he left. I was like, oh my gosh.
It was
That's
so funny.
He gets really personal about it.
All right, so, what do you connect with the most? Is it just video games?
No, I
Some
guess
peop-
it is kind of correlate with like hobbies and stuff, because like
yeah, like some people connect with dance, like, or connect with paintings, or
I would say
Earlier you mentioned nature.
yeah,
Like, you
nature,
you
like
game.
yeah, like if I were I like going on drives. I don't know about the gas prices now, if I'll go on a drive soon, but before I would go on drives, and I would kind of, this might be weird, but I would kind of like talk to myself or talk to God, you know, and like just like let it all out. Yeah. So I do talk.
So like
I talk
self-therapy.
Yeah, like I
That-
talk to the universe, and like I try to put everything out there, you know. So I would say I connect a lot to the universe and to like my spiritual side of me.
Do you believe in meditation? Do you ever meditate or?
I believe in it. I wanted to get into it in 2020 because I had a lot of anxiety in 2020, like anxiety. But I just never got to it.
But I think driving
It's kind of like
and
a form of
talking is
active
pretty much a
meditation.
form
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
of medication. My
Meditation.
bad. I was like,
Medication.
meditation. I was about to say medication, but like either way, meditation, medications, it's the exact same thing, right? It's like to put yourself first, right? So
Yeah,
I guess
kinda
in the
clear
way
your
that's
head,
how you
process
meditate.
your thoughts properly. See, like go deeper within. Like, what's the source of my problem? What's bothering me right now? What do I need to do?
So I
to
guess
fix
that's
it?
technically meditating.
Yeah. Well, I do go to the gym too, and I find myself to like enjoy that a lot too. And sports. I don't play as much sports because I go to the gym. So, yeah. I grew up playing volleyball, so that's kind of my main sport.
'Cause I do believe active meditation is a thing. It does not necessarily have to be you sitting with your legs crossed, eyes closed, humming.
Yeah.
And
It's like
Oh,
just
like
signs and
yeah,
stuff.
I
giving
get you.
yourself some time.
yeah,
and-
you know.
Yeah. Like I usually like drive and park somewhere and then just like let it all out.
Yeah, I just read like my horoscope and
He gets the crystals
Hey,
out.
everybody buy this man fortune cookies.
no,
please.
bro.
Send him fortune cookies.
I don't believe in that stuff.
He's an officious.
I'm an officious. I'm a what?
A bagatarian.
A bagatarian. That's what Natalie sent me. She's all like, "Hey, from now on, you should tell people this." And it's like a dude putting money in his bag, and it's like, "I'm a bagatarian. I've been getting the bag," and I was like, it was the funniest thing I ever seen. What are you most grateful for?
I'm grateful for my like all of my loved ones, because I know eventually I'll have to like deal with losing someone, whether it be my grandpa, my mom. I'm gonna have to like, I guess, grieve the loss of someone, but up until now I haven't. Like if someone were to ask me, have you lost anyone, I would thankfully say no, I haven't. And for that I kind of feel like wow, what did I do to like have or to earn all this time with him, you know? So I feel like that's what I'm most grateful for, like all this time, 20 years with like
That makes sense. 'cause
grandma, grandpa, everyone.
You said what makes you happy is connecting
Family,
with
yeah.
everybody. So.
Yeah. So
You're quality time type of person.
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I love quality time, but I would say that because that's has to be something hard, like losing your mom, losing anyone, really. That's
It is. That's
Yeah,
probably
it definitely is. Yeah, it's life
I think we
changing.
both
Yeah.
lost somebody
Yeah.
crazy.
like, and I feel like after it happens, your life doesn't go back to the same. Like you're a different person.
No, it
Your life
doesn't.
definitely changes.
Yeah, that-
It changes, but it's what you do. I think after, like for my example, I lost Jeff, my best friend, and that's why I have a tattoo. And yeah, it was devastating. I mean, I didn't deal with that pain until maybe like 5 years after it happened, because I was so busy making sure
Yeah.
everyone else was okay.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, it just hit me at my friend's wedding, because he was supposed to be a best man too.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's kind of when I actually hit me.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I thought I was like over it,
Yeah.
but you don't ever get over it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's more like what you do every day.
Yeah.
I heard something that was like losing someone you love is like learning how to live like without an arm the next day for the rest of your life.
Kind of. In my shoes, I'm not even a year fully of losing my father. But it's definitely, you wake up the next day and the thing that sucks the most is that life continues. You still gotta go to work. You still gotta pay bills. Everything else keeps moving as if your world didn't stop moving, but you feel like personally your world just stopped, crashed around you.
Like the world just continues.
Yeah,
It's
and
kinda,
it's crazy
kind of
because
sad.
I used to see this man every day. I mean, I used to like literally walk out my house, go down to his, pick him up, go to Carlos's, and go straight to the park. Like, this is someone I grew up with. Somebody my mom called, my white boy, because he was the only white kid I hung out with. No offense to people who think that. But and yeah, he's right. Like, you wake up and
Your boss still
Work
wants
is
your ass
still
to clock
calling
in.
you. Work is
Yeah.
still calling
I
you.
don't want to get out of
asking
bed today.
you.
Like,
Yeah.
this is how it is, man.
Like, I feel
And
like it's a crushing, like a pain. Like,
Yeah,
you just,
it definitely sucks, but I think the faster that you realize that time keeps moving, like you have to move. You know, like
Yeah.
there's a point where you're like, because I think I didn't go to work for like 3 days, maybe longer, honestly, maybe a whole week. And at one point, I would wake up, look out my window, because that's usually where he used to knock for me to take him to school, like, or to let him in before we went to school. And I would just be like, you know, at some point I gotta stop. You know, at some point it has to change. I can't be here in this void forever. Because
Yeah.
even though you want time to stop, it's not. And I think the faster the faster that you realize that, like, they're not coming back, and as much as that sucks to say, they are not coming back. Like,
that's
everything
sad.
you knew
Yeah.
of them is still in your heart. They're just memories. That's what they are. But it's what you do with those memories. You know, like, I would always think, like, the whole reason Project Nakama even started was because of Jeffrey. That was my reason of getting this tattoo. That was my reason of wanting to help people with mental health. He was my reason. So it's not. It's really more what you do after. You know.
And you have to also think, like, I doubt, like, your best friend would want you to live like that
Yeah.
every day, you know?
And I don't know. I can say personally, the one thing you don't want to hear when this shit happens is all that optimistic, like, things will get better.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear all that
Yeah.
sugar-coated
Yeah.
fairy tale movie shit. Because
Yeah.
it's not true. It's
Yeah.
just people giving you... People don't know what to say. And I feel like people have to accept that it's okay to not know what to say in those moments. Because what do you say?
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
make somebody feel better? You can't.
Yeah, you really
The
can't.
things that helped me were... You gotta keep doing you. Do what you love. Do what makes you happy. Spend time on yourself because it keeps you distracted. There's gonna be nights where you're not bothered by it, and there's gonna be weeks where you wake up and some smell or something in the air reminds you of that person, and you break down. It like you say, you know, you went almost 5 years before it like clicked on you again. Like, oh shit, like this is how life has been, and this is what's missing. It just it's one of the things that they live with you forever. You're not really ever gonna forget, but. Like Esther was kind of saying, it is very important what you choose to do after it. Because just a little personal story for me, but I dated a chick who had lost her mother, and she let it affect her very negatively. Like,
Oh, really?
She turned against people who still had their mother. She was jealous. She was envious. And that's not the route you want to go down. You don't want to hate on other people or wish bad upon other people because of what you lost, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to wake up and be an honorary bitch every day because you lost somebody. You can wake up and try to help other people or you know, push forward, spread love.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like, I would say it's okay to be jealous in the beginning, like, you know? But, like,
Yeah, you're
eventually
gonna
you
have
you have to
it.
get over
There's
that.
gonna be times,
yeah.
but honestly, if you have a good heart, I don't think it happens. Cause
I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't jealous for
you know.
people.
Yeah. Or, like, sad, you know?
Because mine happened abruptly. Like,
I think I remember.
Vontae's was more, I guess he kind of knew.
we
it was
kind of
coming.
saw it coming. You know,
They just didn't know when.
Yeah,
I
the
guess.
health was declining. Certain stuff showed us it was coming, so we got to slightly prepare. But it's still
hard
what it is.
either way.
Yeah.
I didn't. They called me and said, "Yo, he did it. He shot himself." And I was like,
Who called you to tell
right
you?
there, Carlos.
Oh.
But he didn't even finish. He called, immediately started crying. And I was like, "What's going on? Just tell me." And he just said, "Jeff did it." And from there, I was like, I already knew. I already knew what had happened. He's gone through depression for a long time. The best years of his time was when he was with us. Or he would always say that. So once he said, I already knew. And I was like, don't say nothing. Hang up the phone. Don't call nobody. I'll call everybody. Because I knew he couldn't. Like, if he
Yeah.
couldn't even tell me, you know, we were like the 3 best friends. How was he going to tell everyone else?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I cried. I bawled for I think 30 minutes. And then I got home and I was like, okay, I had to tell my mom, I had to tell my brother, I had to call everyone who we went to church with, and I did. I called everybody, told everybody meet at my house. I'll drive everybody to the hospital, and I had to keep a straight face for the rest of the time being there. But
Yeah.
I guess that's why I never dealt with it. But I think dealing with it is for sure the first thing you got to do with it, and just like accept that they're gone.
Yeah.
But life isn't over just because
Yeah.
somebody passed away.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like that'd be a very hard pill for me to swallow.
Oh, it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. Like, it is not easy whatsoever.
I think
it's
that's
hard
also
on everybody.
like my
But
biggest fear. Yeah.
your mentality before it happens is actually right. A lot of people say it and it gets overlooked. It's watered down, but quality time with your loved ones really do matter.
Yeah.
Like, when people say don't go to bed angry at people, like, make sure it's all good before you leave that person. That literally might be the last time you ever see that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to get caught up in little petty arguments or shit that doesn't matter and move on. But I can just tell people, just honestly make the most out of the time you spend with people.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. That's why I think quality time is like just something that people should, I guess, do more. You know.
That's the thing you don't want, is that regret of, I could have done this, or what if I done this?
Or like I wish I could have told him that I
Yeah.
love him or something.
And like, just for the people listening, and I guess you, if you've never, but when has somebody important that passes away from them, don't immediately hit them up. Like, they're not thinking, or they don't have a checklist of who's gonna hit me up first. Like, that's, and a lot of people, like, you don't want the text to just start flowing in. Like, that's the
Yeah.
last thing you want. Like, when you're
Yeah.
coping with shit, like, maybe like a day or two later, like, just be like, hey, I heard what happened, and if you need anything, just let me know. Don't give them any advice. They don't want to fucking hear it. Like, nobody wants to hear,
every
like,
text or call I got that was, oh, it'll be better, everything will be okay. It was just like, shut the fuck up.
yeah, like,
Like, it's
like,
not
yeah,
really gonna
it's
get
like,
better.
come on now, don't. But then the people who have been through it were the only people who called me and were like, just told me straight up real shit. Like, hey, we know how you feel. This is gonna be like this. It's gonna be like that. Like, this is how you stay strong. And those conversations lasted longer and meant so much more to me in those moments than
Yeah.
everybody trying to sugarcoat it.
Yeah. Because they're not really trying to, like, be fake or anything. They're telling
Yeah.
you how it is.
Yeah.
And they relate too.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how it is. So, but let me see. What's the next one? Okay. What are you committed to? What's your main goal in life?
To be successful, obviously, but I think my version of success is kind of different. Well, not different, but I feel like I already said this 3 times. But I spent most of my life living in a room with 2 other people. So I do, I guess, what's the word? Yearn for, like, a nice big house, Like, I really want to, like, to have my own space. And I don't want to talk bad about anyone. I love everyone. But the way my house is set up, I would, at the time, I was in one room with my brother and my mom, and there's 2 extra rooms with 2 other people that lived in each of them. They had all the space they wanted. They had newest technology, like everything. And at the time, I was jealous because I'm like, how are you gonna, like, let my mom and my brother and I share just one room, and then you guys have your own room, and, like, don't even let me go in it. Like, there was times where I remember, like, in the beginning, I also didn't have a bed. Keep that in mind. So there was one time I went to go sleep in someone else's bed. And when she came home, she yelled at me and told me to get off. I'm like, ew, what are you doing? Get off my bed. Like, now I have to wash my sheets. Like, things like that. Like,
Overly extreme.
yeah, like I didn't really feel welcome. And I kind of always thought, like, how could you, like, let me and my mom and my brother live in one room?
Yeah.
The smallest room the smallest room in the house. It was actually not even a room. It was a guest room, like, or like an office. So those rooms are, like, already smaller than a room. Mm-hmm. And, like, how could you let us be in that room when you 2 have, like, big rooms to yourselves, And so growing up, like, that was always in my head. Like, I guess a little bit of resentment and a little bit of, like, why were they like that? So now, like, well, not now. That's always been my goal. It's like, when I grow up, I want to be so successful. I want to have my own house with, like, a bunch of rooms, So I would say, like, my version of success is just having a nice house.
Having your own space.
Yeah, having a nice house and like a nice one. Yeah.
A nice one.
Yeah, so that's like my main. I think the question was like, what's your main goal in life, right, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much.
Yeah, but that would be it. Like if I were to have like a nice house and like live comfortably, that's the goal for me. Just because I know that 8-year-old, 9-year-old Valerie would have loved that. You know,
Would love their own
Yeah.
place. Nice.
So I'm also doing it for like my younger
Yeah, I was
self.
saying also probably for your future kids and stuff. It's like I don't want them to go through.
No, yeah.
No, straight up.
Yeah.
Who inspires you?
My mom. My mom inspired me. I feel like that's everyone's answer, but my mom, yeah, she's been through some things. She was a single mom. She still is a single mom of 2 kids with 2 different baby daddies, and it's not easy, like not easy at all. My dad, he's different than my brother's dad, but my dad didn't really want anything to do with me. So for her, that was like hard. Like she had to do everything, and he didn't want to pay child support. Like, so she had to do everything by herself. And growing up, like I got to see firsthand how it was growing up with a teen mom that didn't have any kind of help. Well, she had help with her parents, but it was hard. And then like when she got married with my brother's dad, that went south real quick. Like he ended up betraying all of us. It was like really nasty. So I got to, and like every day she would still go to work. Like all those bad things, it happened, but next day go to work because she had 2 kids to feed, you know? And like there's times that I've caught her like crying, like alone, because she doesn't want to cry in front of my brother, like stuff like that. Like, so whenever you see like the bad times too, and then you see how the next day they just get right back up, I'm just like, wow, you're strong. So I would say like that inspires me, like because she did everything for me, and like despite all the bad stuff, and like just got up and kept going.
She had to be like the superhero no
Yeah.
matter what she was going through.
Yeah.
That explains the optimistic outlook on life a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I can't really say anyone else because I mean my mom, like she did it all, you know.
That's respectable. I like that. I like that answer
I mean,
a lot, actually.
I wouldn't say my mom. Ain't
at
nothing wrong with her. Ain't nothing wrong with her.
In my shoes, not at all. But
She's
like,
great, but I mean that's not. I don't even know. You know, my inspiration is myself. 5 years from now,
I really don't know. I don't know who inspires me, bro. I don't think I have.
for
an
me,
answer.
it's myself.
Yeah.
5 years from now, so that when I get there, I'll be like 5 more years.
How old will you be in 5 years? 30?
I don't even know.
30.
33.
You over that shit?
30.
No,
I
are
think
you 28,
32. I'm 20. Am I 28?
Nah, you're 27.
I'm
No?
27,
You turn
right?
28
This year.
in
I
December.
don't know how old I am.
Wait.
I think I am going to turn 28 in December.
Are you 26?
I'm
No, it's not
27.
No, Eric's older than right.
Eric's older than
Okay,
me. Yeah, Eric's 28. I'm
So Eric's
27.
29.
Well, in 5 years you'll be in your 30s for sure.
I'll be like 32, I think.
32.
Something like that. Let me see. Okay. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
From my mom, like always have your back. Like, don't depend on a man. I had nothing against men, but
No, I think that's
yeah,
right.
like don't depend. Because I mean, a lot of women I feel like do depend on like their significant other, like at least married people, like couples,
Older
parents.
people.
Yeah.
Older Hispanic people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling y'all out.
Not even. My mom grew up on the same thing of the whole stay-at-home mom,
Yeah.
don't work, and
Yeah,
that's
like
beside the point of where she is now and how that's affecting everything. But
no, but I think it's good. Like, I think the most perfect relationship is when they know that they don't need you and you don't need them.
Yeah, we just
but
want
y'all
each other.
stay
Yeah.
together because
You
you
guys
know
compliment each other in a way.
compliment
Yeah.
each other. That's perfect. Yeah, it's like
It's not a code like dependent. or
because I
anything
know
like
a
that.
lot of people who they can't be alone. Like as soon as they're out of a relationship,
right back in the middle.
they need to get with somebody because if not, they don't feel complete.
Yeah, or like
You
also
know?
for like the attention. You know, you just want attention from someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel it's like you can't even take care of yourself. Like
You
you
don't
can't
even love
even, you
yourself
can't even,
properly.
yeah, you can't even love yourself, and
Yeah.
you're gonna love somebody else.
Yeah, I see that.
I just,
I feel like you have to always have your back because like depend on someone, move in, they leave you, you are.
that's
stuck.
what I said, bro. Once I'm 32, if I ain't married, I'm just gonna go adopt a kid. I'm not gonna go.
You gonna adopt a kid? Oh,
Yeah, that's my
that's
plan. once I'm 32.
You want the extra responsibility regardless.
I do. I want a kid, mainly because I love sports and I want to coach somebody other than myself. But yeah, I mean, I'm planning to adopt when I'm like 32 if I don't find somebody.
Right,
that doesn't mean I'm not gonna. I just don't want to go looking and then have a kid and then
adopt,
shit goes south. I mean, that sucks, dude. I've seen it firsthand from more than 80% of the people who live in America. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Would you want to adopt like a baby or like any age?
Like a
No,
toddler,
I think I would have like. Yeah.
Like you said,
like
he's skipping the diaper stage.
I'm gonna do it. This is easy.
I'm not. It's 'cause I feel like everybody wants. I feel like. This is gonna sound weird, but let me finish. I feel like kids are like dogs. When you go to an adoption center, everybody wants the puppy. Yeah. Everybody wants a newborn baby.
I was gonna say no. Rarely, like the teens rarely get adopted.
Exactly, and I'm not looking for that. And that's it's because my whole life I've tried to do every hobby, even if I suck at it. I've tried to do everything. Reasons being is because whenever I have a kid or I adopt somebody, whatever they're into, I can get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've tried to skate, terrible. I'm not good at it, but I mean, I at least know the basics. I played almost every card game. I paint, I draw. I've done everything, every single hobby out there, music, sports. So in the end, whenever I do have a kid and they're like, I want to do this, I'll be like, I got you. That's the main reason. But yeah, I feel like, no, I wouldn't adopt a kid. Maybe like 5 and up, maybe.
That's still young.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be any race or you want a particular?
I don't care.
Yeah, it's like
That's
whatever they want to look like. That's not my choice.
Nah, I'm just.
If I wanted a kid to look like me, I'd have to go make some mistakes. You know.
Or a girl, boy, gender matter.
No, I honestly really want a girl.
You want a girl?
I really want a girl. Yeah.
Why do you want a girl? I'm just curious.
It's easier to get into the U.S. soccer team for a girl than it is.
You
for
trying
a
to breed a superstar?
Yeah,
you sound like Jackson 5
no,
over there.
I don't know. I've always.
The first day he adopts a girl, it's gonna be like training
the
starts now.
The WNBA is a lot easier than NBA.
I'm gonna sign the papers. We're gonna get in the car and I'm gonna give her a soccer ball and be like, "This is your best friend from now on. We're hitting the fields right away. Where's your shoe size? You're gonna get clean."
Just start testing out random stuff.
No, I don't know. I've always wanted a girl. At first, I was like, "No, I want a boy. Girls are problematic," and then I realized men are shit. They're trash. So I was like, I don't know.
Well, that goes. I feel like to the upbringing.
It does, but at
On
the same time, it's like. I don't know, dude. I've just always wanted a girl.
I feel like you'd have a lot more to worry about with a girl.
Yeah.
Like getting taken advantage of, things like that, dating, stuff like that. It'd be a lot more worrisome.
No, I feel that.
Because girls can't even go on a late night run.
I'm ready to kill.
Why do you think I do
Yeah,
that?
that's what I was about to say. I think with a daughter, I'm about ready to put somebody 6 feet under.
You think all these swords in my room are for play? I'm ready. No, but yeah, I think I want a girl.
That's good. Girls are badass.
I don't know. I just feel like, man, boys are crazy, especially teenage kids. Like,
I feel like teenage girls are probably a lot more difficult.
I would say, yeah.
I feel like they're a lot more difficult. But
Also, too,
I feel like they understand more. But because when I was a teenager, I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't understand them, bro. If my mom was like, "Do you not get these morals?" No, like I'm doing me. But with the girl, I'd be like, they get it. I feel like sometimes it's just like, again, it comes up to the upbringing.
Well, how do you feel that would affect though? Like if you were to adopt not having like a motherly figure in her life or a woman for her to learn from.
That's true,
There's a lot of steps in womanhood
there
that
are,
like,
but
let's say
it's
she
not
gets her
up to the
period,
man
you know?
to teach you or walk
Yeah.
you through that.
You're right, but I think I'm. No
That's
offense
that's
to
where
anybody,
where
but
like
I
Abby
think
comes.
I'm the most level-headed person I know. Like, I am one of the few people who believe that women should get paid more because you got me trying to go to work on my period. You got me fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
I think women should get paid more because I'm not having cramps while I'm driving.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
but like, I'm not like, also like my mom, she's the only female in the house.
That
It's-
makes sense too. Yeah.
So we were wild growing up. Like we was all over the place, and like sometimes I understand. Like I don't understand all the way, but it's not anything I can't learn. And I think the fact that I'm open to learning the womanhood part, like what a mom actually brings into the picture, I think that gives me a step ahead.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
better
actually
start
all that
cooking.
matters. Are you willing to learn?
You better start cooking.
No, that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna for sure get my cooking skills up before I adopt. I ain't trying to have like a dead.
Minion
dead
Happy Meal
person.
every
Somebody
day.
ate some bad chicken and now I'm in the hospital, like scared for my fucking life. You know?
Happy Meal every Thursday.
Nah, but I don't know. I feel like I'm really level-headed, and I could, cause I'm not.
No.
I am tough love, but I can also be sympathetic if needed.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I
I'm
feel
not.
like also there's some women in your family too that worst case I
Yeah,
can always
that's also
lean on
something
for help and
very
shit too.
true.
Yeah,
Cause
Hence your mom.
yeah, my mom's crazy though. She's gonna tell my kid not to go to school. That's what she told me. She's like, "You don't want to go to school? Don't go." And I'm like, "No, I gotta go." What you mean? I gotta go to school? But like, yeah. Of course, my mom and a bunch of other people that I won't name, but I think that
yeah,
can also help me
makes
out.
sense. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Now I
But
see you with a girl.
yeah, I mean, we dope. I mean, they're like, "Oh, we got us boys." I'll be like, "All right, bring them through."
Not tall enough, not fast enough. Nah.
You stop growing?
Oh, he look like Ichigo.
How old are you?
Nah.
Oh, bro. I don't know, but all
we
right.
just being ignorant now. Sorry.
For real.
we like to make goofy ass jokes in the middle of serious talk all the time. Sorry, y'all.
What was the greatest piece of advice you ever received?
Sorry, I gotta tell. The greatest piece of advice. Oh, to never depend on anyone.
Yeah,
That's
I think
right.
that started with
That's
her mother
right.
saying don't depend on men or something. Yeah.
Yeah, don't depend on men, and don't depend on women either.
Shit.
You lonely fucks.
Especially in our generation.
What's the greatest risk you've ever taken?
The greatest risk. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's. Okay, well, my greatest risk, it's not that great, but I got into multiple universities and I was going to go, but because of COVID, I wasn't able to. Well, I was able to, but I would have had to pay room and board,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have been allowed to be living there, so I would have been paying all this money, whatever. But then I also had the chance to go to a community college in Dallas for 2 years for free, but I did not want that. Like, that's not what I want. I don't want to go to community college. But I was weighing my options, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I don't know if that really is a risk I'm taking. I guess it is, because I hear all these stories like once you go to community college, you're not gonna graduate. You're gonna get comfortable at home. You know, like all these stories, or like community college isn't good enough. Whatever.
That's pretty true.
Yeah. So I was scared. So I was like, I don't know. I don't want to. It just wasn't what I wanted for myself at the time. But I chose to stick with it. So now I should be graduating in December. So it worked for me.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I feel like the people who tell you that, oh, you're gonna get comfortable, are the people who don't want to go to college to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I went to community college. Yes, I was a few classes away. I think I was 2 classes away from transferring for my psychology degree, and I was like, nah, I'm good. You know.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, my cousin was with me. And he was like, I gotta transfer, and he went for it. So it's really just your dedication, like.
And probably what you want to do with school. Because, I mean, even, let's say there's a lot of people that go straight to university and stuff, and they change majors, or they get
Yeah.
halfway through the curriculum, and they're like, this is not what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's not even just a community college. I think
Yeah.
college in general, a lot of us go and we realize this is not the dream they made it out to
Yeah,
be.
this ain't it.
Yeah. And then like they're in debt. So I'd be going, God willing, I'd be going to Texas State like debt free, because I got like my 2 years for free at Northlake. So yeah, I would say that's not what I wanted in the beginning, but I took the risk or whatnot, and I think it worked out, honestly, because I'm not in debt, and I got a better job. You know, at the time I was working at Target. I still do work at Target, work at both jobs, but I work at Microsoft now, which pays more. So like I feel like everything happened for a reason, you know? Now
Yeah.
I get to go to college with a job that pays more and no debt. So everything
You
happens
gotta
for a
hustle.
reason. Yeah.
You gotta hustle.
What are you trying to major in?
Psychology. Now, I'll get a degree for you, SFL.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
No, I'm not gonna say.
Psychology
That's
for what though?
interesting.
No, like I don't know. Like I don't know if I
You
don't.
see yourself being a therapist?
I do, and because I've been going to therapy for so long, and I
See
don't.
the benefits of it.
Yeah, I do see the benefits of it, and I also like talking to people, like or being there for people.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's what I want to do because I
'Cause-
mean, go ahead.
I was going for psychology, and at the time when I was going, it wasn't big. Like if you went to a therapist, it's because you were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know, at the
Yeah.
time when I was going for
Yeah,
psychology.
yeah.
And then I talked to my psychology professor, and he's all like, "Don't go for psychology." He's like, because in the end, it's all about who you know and who's willing to pay. There's not that many people who are willing to accept that they're crazy, right? And that was
Yeah.
at the time when I was going. I'm sure now it's there's everybody talks about openly about therapy. You know, NFL players, models, all these people are like, "Oh, I go to therapy and it's so good," and people are like, "Damn, I should go." So now it's more common because I'm pretty sure when we were both in high school, people were like,
Yeah, nobody was
"Hey,
open
she go to
about that.
therapy, bro.
Yeah,
She
crazy.
crazy."
Yeah, she crazy.
Yeah.
But
Straight up.
like, so at the time, they were like, he was like, "Nah, don't go, because you're just gonna end up either being a teacher or being a counselor." And I was like, "Damn, I don't do none of that." And so that's why I stopped. But I'm sure now, like I said, it's more open now, and I know now, like you can work for the city of Irving. You can practice being a therapy for the city of Irving for free. Like they'll just put you in like an internship and stuff. And I'm like, well, that wasn't there when I
Yeah.
started.
I think that's also too, that goes back to that full circle thing. Like, let's say the curriculum's 5 years. I spent 5 years in school to come out to be an intern. I got bills to fucking pay by
Yeah.
now. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
internship, what is that? I need money.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to college for 5 years and go work at
Yeah.
fucking Mickey D's or something to
Yeah.
then intern for my dream job. Like, so
And I guess like one thing I would say is, even though I didn't finish psychology, and dude, I had all my psychology classes. I just needed math. Like that was the only thing, and I love math.
Yeah.
I was just like, this ain't worth it.
I mean,
like,
you could go back. I
No,
mean,
I'm good.
Oh.
it comes down a lot to like,
I think, like,
do I
after-
see me doing
I'm
this
that
for the rest of my
person
life?
who would have told you to not go there. Well, I would have never said that because I'm not goofy. But, you know, I'm the person who went, got comfortable at home because I never wanted to go to school to begin with.
No.
You know, so of course I'm not going to
Yeah.
go back because I just don't. I don't know. I don't have anything against therapy. I think it's great. I just don't think I could do in an office. It's,
I get you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
know,
like,
like,
as you got to know
this
yourself
is my
more,
way
you started
of doing
realizing
therapy.
Yeah.
You know, like these interviews, when people hear them, they'll be like, "Oh, they're more like me than I thought they were." You know, people. That's a whole thing we're called Saunders sesh.
I went to college to be an anesthesiologist at first.
Oh, really? That's a lot of school. I think you have to be a nurse
And
first.
there's a lot of fucking steps in between. A lot of, I think it was like 8 years of actual school with the basics and RN and moving up. But as I started getting into school, kind of like Esval, I was working on skateboards and clothing. I was in all this like artistic, rebellious, like, I was doing stuff that made me more happy than my face been crammed in the book, learning about
Medicine.
fucking body,
Yeah.
skeletal system and shit. But it just after like 2 years, it clicked on me like, this might be a risk, but I'm much more happier making my skateboards, and I'd rather see me do this for the rest of my life than
Yeah.
stay in school for another
Yeah.
6-7 years and
Hey,
still
spend
have
money
to,
on
you know.
it.
And I was just like, the artist in me is saying this is what's gonna make me happy, so I'll drop school to go for that. And
Yeah.
now here I am making music and doing all this other artistic stuff that I feel like honestly makes me more happier.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
definitely don't make as much as I would have made doing that, but money and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I learned quick.
That's a good example. Cause I'm trying to, cause I don't know what I want to be exactly. So I'm trying to find like a good balance between money and happiness.
Honestly, at this point now, there's not a lot of people that go to college. So you can literally pull up to any job and
yeah,
they'll
the
be like, "Oh,
world's-
you have a bachelor's? For what? Doesn't matter. You don't have it."
Yeah.
Dude, I
Just the
swear,
fact that
bro,
you
like,
have the paperwork.
when I was going to be a stockbroker, people were in there getting the same pay as me, coming from University of Texas, Texas A&M, Baylor, like all these big money schools, and they're like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Dude, I came from Nimitz High School." Like,
Yeah.
like I went to the University of the Northern Lakes for a little bit, like, but like I went to community college for like 2 years, and then I was like, "Nah, this ain't for me." And it's all about just who you know. Like once you know people, like I'm not supposed to be in there, and I knew that immediately when everybody went to university, but me. Because they're like, "Tell us where you went to school," and I was like, "I came fresh out of high school." Like,
And I bet you that makes them feel away. Like
yeah, I'm pretty sure they were pissed off.
Makes
Like,
you probably feel overly qualified, if anything.
yeah,
Because it's like, I got all this shit, and this dude can do my job probably better, or just as good.
Yeah.
With what education, or half of them, the education they got probably doesn't even relate to what
most
they're
of
working
them were
in.
business, which is crazy because that's where we work. And I was just like, yeah,
I
I'm
feel
good
like
with computers. That's why they brought me in here. Like,
Yeah.
there was nothing really to it.
But you definitely have time to still
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
figure
Yeah.
yourself out. I know. I
Kinda.
know. Once you hit like 2021, we all feel like I'm getting grown. I'm old. Nah, bro. You
That's
got some
literally how I
years
feel.
still.
Yeah.
You got some years still before it. There's a
For
certain
real, I
shit
see
at
all
a
these
certain
people-
age. Like,
I see all these people on TikTok, and they're like 32 years old, just now blowing up, and I'm like, I mean, that's not old, but it's not young
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, damn.
but I feel like a lot of that comes from too, like, Hollywood, music, art, like movies. We see a
Yeah.
lot of young people hit their prime or
Yeah.
get fame at
Well,
16,
'cause
17,
even Kendrick
18.
Lamar went to his prime when he hit 30. He was like 29.
Jay-Z didn't drop his first album until he was like 30, 31. Jay-Z, one of the
Oh, wow.
biggest dudes in hip-hop, didn't drop his first album
know
until he
that.
was in his 30s. So it's like, it just, we
Yeah.
get so used
Toby
to
Lou,
seeing...
when Toby Lou popped up, he was
he's
29.
like, he's on 30 something. It's just we're so used to seeing 18, 19, 20-year-olds get big for something, and we're like, oh damn, we're not there by that age. We're falling
Yeah.
behind somehow. We're not caught up to speed, but that is not true at all. Everybody got their own journey, their own timing.
Yeah, it's not really no timeline.
Worry about when your own stars align, you know.
Right. We're worrying about everybody else's. All right. Whose face do you see when you hear the word love?
My boyfriend's.
Ew.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, I've been dating him since I was 15. Before Esfo knew. I had to hide it from him for a couple years, but I'm pretty sure he suspected. So it's deep, like, yeah, it's been a long time. I would say, like, even if we were to break up, I would still love him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, love. If you were to tell me the word love, first thing that comes to mind is him. Not even to be cringy. I hate being cringe,
Sorry,
but
Jesus, you've been replaced.
no,
I'm playing.
no, not like that.
Right.
I love God. God above all.
Yeah, same. I feel the same way. Trust me. But yeah, no, I feel you. That's
Yeah, I would say that. But I mean, like I said, I love everyone. I love my family. Also, my dog. I'm very close to my dog. Tomorrow is his adoption day. Taking him to Sprinkles. They have a doggy cupcake at Sprinkles. Did you
my
know that?
dogs don't deserve no
I ain't my
cupcakes.
dog no damn. Yeah.
They
She get
crazy.
enough treats and spoiled as she is.
Well, my dog was abused. He's been in 3 homes, and he was abused in all of them. And I'm his 4th home, so I like to spoil him.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, I understand.
tell it to my dog.
These boys be escaping, so they ain't getting
They don't
nothing.
want to be here.
Taco just like, and then Rex is like, I'm gonna get the
Didn't you
fuck
save
out.
Taco, right?
What?
Didn't you like rescue Taco?
Rescue.
You got him from the pound, no? Or you just go
I
adopt
got him from a
Yeah, I was
pound.
like, you just went and adopted him, right?
Rex, he was like
He's special.
on his like 4th foster home, and they were like, yo, they're gonna put him down if nobody gets him.
No,
Rex is a
I
menace
hate
for y'all
stories like
listening
that.
on the podcast.
But my brother's the one who found him.
Rex is a menace.
I don't
to
claim
society.
Rex. I don't claim Rex. He don't claim me. Yeah.
That dog is a menace to
He's
society.
a menace to society.
What do you think of when someone says love?
Who do I think
Yeah,
of?
or what?
Myself.
Good.
Elaborate on that.
You don't understand,
I was like, you gotta elaborate on that one.
bro. I think of myself very highly.
We love a self-love king.
There you go. That's really like I think of myself very highly, and not because, well, yes, because I'm cocky, of course, but also because the things that I've done for people, I can only see very few people doing the same.
Yeah.
Very few. The limits that I've driven for in the middle of a tornado to go take somebody to the hospital, like the lengths that I go for people, I can't see a lot of people doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I get you.
and that's just why, like, and the only reason I see myself is because I can do better. I guess I'm just like, I'm super cocky, but I'm super cocky because I know I can be better. Like, I talk very highly of myself, and I want to sound cringy, so that I'm like, I need this to be true. Like, if I say I'm the best, I need to be the best. I can't just be saying stuff, you know? So that's why I'm super cocky, because anytime I mention myself, like, who's my hero? Me from 5 years from now. Because I hope that 5 years from now I'm in a better place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, that's why I'm always, like, it's always me. The answers are, like, who loves more than me? Nobody. Because I have to love more. Like, it's just, like, how I set my goals, I guess.
Like how I said earlier, to put yourself first. So yeah, makes sense.
I'm always chasing myself in the future.
That's good.
That's why.
This is a bag of terriers.
I'm a bagatarius. Don't play. I'm getting the bag.
He's about to pull out his crystals.
Get out of here. The salt rocks. I got you. Don't even worry.
The rose quartz.
What is that?
It's the crystal that means love.
Oh my god.
My mom bought a little crystal tree, like a little rose quartz little tree, and she got a boyfriend the next week, and she's still with him, and she thinks that the little tree did it, like the little crystals. I'm like, I don't think so,
Hey,
but
you manifest what you believe in,
nah,
man.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure, yeah.
What the fuck have you done, Banzai? Nothing. Probably because it's fake.
Yeah, and it has no
You
crystals.
didn't believe in it. You questioning the man.
Yeah, that's true.
I put water in here.
What the fuck that gonna do? I wish we had video right now so y'all can see this.
I don't think it needs.
When this
Hey,
episode
we're
comes
gonna
out,
water that mud every time when the show
when
starts.
this episode comes out, I'm gonna
Start
post
snipping it
a
a little
picture
bit.
of this bonsai.
Start snipping
You know
it a
what I'm
little
talking
bit.
about? Okay.
That's better be the new logo of the bonsai tree.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
That'd be really
clean.
cute.
Let me see. Last question. If you had a completely free week, okay, and I said, I'm going to give you $1 million. Whatever you don't use by the end of that week will be sent back. So you can't save it like people say. Fuck that shit. Where would you go? What would you do? What would you do in that situation?
Well, selfishly, I would pay off all not my debts, but like my grandparents' debts, anything like that. I would pay off anyone's debt.
I don't think
debt.
that's selfish.
That's not selfish.
That's not selfish at all. I mean, you're already giving the money back out.
I mean, that's true. That's true. Just to make sure that we're good, you know.
Yeah.
And then I
That's
would,
smart, honestly.
if I could, I would put a down payment, a big down payment on a nice house, like I said earlier. On a nice house, and then the rest I would donate it to like the animal shelter.
That is terrible.
What?
You're not gonna go nowhere. You're not gonna see no
Vacation.
places. You're not gonna
Well,
fly
Hold
nowhere.
on, let's backtrack.
I
Why you
can't
gonna put a
save.
down payment on the house?
Because I wouldn't want to.
Cash out on that hoe. What's wrong with you?
I mean, that's true, but like.
Unless this house
It's
is
only-
like
it's a-
$600,000 or
That's
something.
true.
Okay,
that's
this
true.
is fun money.
Have you seen the cost of living these days?
This
It's
is
gone
fun
up.
money.
That's why I
This
say
is
cash
fun
out
money.
on the house.
You can't
Ain't no
buy no
rent.
house. You can't give no money to no. But this is fun money.
Okay, so I can't donate it to the dogs.
Hold
No.
on, why can't we purchase property? That's actually really smart.
I'm trying to see where you're gonna go.
She didn't want to travel. She wanted to set her future up.
Yeah, I'm trying to set my future up. Like once I get back from that vacation, I'm still
That's
in.
like-
My parents still paying for their
And
house.
that gives
and
me
like,
the mentality of somebody like, I won the lottery.
It is good.
And I
Don't get
want
me
to
wrong.
blow all this money.
Don't get me
You know
wrong.
what I mean?
Don't get me wrong.
I feel like that's being more smart with it. You know.
It is being smart,
You
but at the
always sell
same
the house.
time, where you're not gonna fly nowhere.
Where would I fly to?
I don't. Anywhere.
If I had money
Hey,
left over.
we need to get you on Tumblr again. Let you see the world a little bit. Bro.
No. No. Okay. Let
You
me.
ever been to Oklahoma? We get that baby steps.
Okay,
No,
let's,
I've been-
you know, here's another question.
I would go to Bali. Is that
Here's
your
another
question?
question. Here's another question. If somebody was like, you can fly anywhere you want and spend a whole week there, where would you go? What would you do? And why would you go there?
I would go to Bali.
And what would you do?
I
Swim
would.
with pigs, right? That's the pig beach, right? Like you
I've
have
never
little piggy
seen-
swimming in the
Where
beach.
is Bali?
I don't know, but it's really pretty, really cheap. The flights are very expensive though. That's why I would choose Bali because the flights are very stupid expensive.
Okay, who would you take?
If I could, I would take everyone, my whole family,
Damn, that'd be nice.
if I could. But yeah, the reason why I said I wouldn't, that I would donate it, because you said that in a week you'd have to give it back. You know?
She said, I ain't giving
But
you
you're
shit
not
back.
going
That's
nowhere. I mean, I understand
Say,
donating.
I'm
It
gonna
would
put the
be
money to
cool.
better use. You don't need
Well,
it back.
that's why I said selfishly, because I would make sure that I'm good first and my family's good
Bali
first,
is
and then
in-
donate the rest. That's why I said selfishly.
Bali is a province of Indonesia. For those who don't know,
Isn't it pretty?
I'm gonna look at some photos right now.
I'll send you a TikTok that I saw earlier about like.
Actually,
TikToks
yeah.
are fake. You see what they be
That's
putting
it has
about
that
Dallas,
nice
Texas, and it don't
clear
look
blue
nothing
water.
like that.
Yeah, it's.
You see those fake TikToks where they be like, "Damn, Dallas is the place," and they have like a beach and all these nice
Galveston.
places, and I'm like, "This is not true, bro. Get out of here." It looks nothing.
No, Bali looks very, very nice. Actually, it's like some shit you see in the movie.
No, it's really pretty, and it's really cheap once you're there. Like the food there, you can like rent a scooter for a day. Those like fast scooters, I don't know what they're called. For like, I think they said like $1 a day, $2 a day.
I'm gonna fake my death. I ain't never coming back. I think $1 million is enough to do that.
So that's
How
why
do
I
you
said
even spell it?
BALI.
BALI.
No, I personally, I can respect that.
And that's all you would
Set-
do?
Set your future up. Make sure you
I
ain't
would
gotta
have
worry
to.
about
I would-
paying.
yeah.
I have a house to live in. I gotta pay for it. It's just utility bills.
My
at this
parents
point.
are good, yeah.
Everybody's good to go.
And I didn't think about vacation because he said the money would go back in a week. Like I would want more than a week, you know. So like I would just give the rest. If I'm good, give the rest to like the pound. But I would go to Bali.
I'm just asking to see where people would go, bro.
I respect the house. I don't know about if I would donate that much to the animal shelter.
Well, I said
To
the
each their
end. Like
own,
what?
but-
Like what's left? That's why I said selfishly. Because like I would
Okay,
make
so
sure I'm good
children.
first.
She said the pets costing me more.
I'm sorry. I have to be an advocate for those who don't have a voice, and that's dogs.
The children.
Well, you wouldn't donate to anyone.
Open up your own shelter.
How do you know that?
Because you made fun of me for donating mine to the dog. But
No, I mean, I would travel first and then handle my shit.
So you would travel and donate?
I'm traveling and I'm handling my shit on the plane. I'm paying all my shit off in the plane and then I'm landing. That's what I'm doing.
But you would do kids.
How much does house cost?
I wanted a nice. That's what I'm saying. I wanted.
Well, what's a nice house?
Like
we talking Texas, $400,000 nice house.
Yeah.
We talking California,
No.
$500,000.
No, I was
That's the
thinking
same thing.
$100,000 less.
For real.
No, a nice house in Texas.
How many bedrooms? You talking mansion? You talking 2-story?
No, I would want to do a matching, but with 1 million, that's everything, you know. So I would do just a regular good house, like 5 bedrooms.
That's a regular good house.
That's a good $400,000 or $500,000.
That's what I'm
saying, 400 or 500, yeah.
house probably.
Anything above that, that's where it gets like to the millions. So I would. That's why I said I would get a house, pay off the debt, and I'm assuming
That's not even a dent of your money. That's not even half.
Yeah, not even close.
You're under 100,000 still.
Yeah, you're $100 million.
You ain't even close to putting a dent.
No, I
You
wouldn't put
basically
a.
just bought a cheeseburger.
That's true, but no, if I could pay it in full, I would. But like, I don't know.
You still got $900,000 left.
No. How much is my down payment?
Down payment.
I'm cashing out on the house. Yeah, $1 million. Here you go. Take it all. I still got $900,000 left.
Well, a good house in Texas though, that's like what 400.
Yeah, 400, 600,000.
So that would have. Wouldn't I have 600,000 left?
If you spend 600,000 out of $1 million, you have like 94.
What is my math off?
940,000 or 100,000.
My math has to be off then. Okay, then yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was
would.
like, you're
I
not
would-
counting the zeros.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm not. Then I would definitely pay it in full. Like, what am I talking about? Yeah, I would definitely pay it off in full.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'd have to go, since I only have a week, I'd have to go on a vacation ASAP to Bali.
I'm flying out that night.
Yeah.
They said,
That's true.
anywhere,
What
I'm gone.
SFA said, like, just pay for the house, find the house. I'll be on Zillow on the plane.
Me and Zillow be like, hey, yep, alright, cool. Get on my plane. By the time I come back, I need all my stuff there, pronto.
Yeah, you already hired the movers.
Yeah.
Hey, go find somebody. Bye.
You're already moved when you come back from Bali or wherever you choose.
Touche though. But mainly take care of your family. Make sure everybody's set up for the future.
Mainly my grandparents and my mom, but yeah. And I would, if I could save some for my college, because, you know, university ain't cheap, but
If I had $1 million, I ain't going to fucking college. Jesus ain't go to college.
that's true. That's true. I'm not Jesus, though.
You can invest to that point. You don't need no college.
And Jesus also died at 32, so choose. Pick your poison.
That's true.
But
That's where I would go, though.
It was for the greater good.
it was. All right, so Thank you for the interview.
Of
It was
course.
great.
Very good interview.
You have 5 seconds to say anything you want.
I enjoyed this. I liked it. I feel like
Oh my god.
I feel like I reflected
Bro,
on.
shout yourself out. Shout yourself out.
Shout out to me, VZS
There you
Val
go.
on Instagram.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm private, but I'll probably accept you if you're not weird.
Damn, no anime pictures, people. No anime pictures.
That's not what I meant. But yeah, no, I did like this interview. I feel like I reflected on my life and like didn't even. I was reminded of things that I forgot. But yeah,
That's kind of the goal. In
That's the
some
point.
sort. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a good reflection
Oh,
on Val's life.
hamburgers or pizza?
Oh, hamburgers. I saw this on the store.
Ah, cut it. We're done. We're done.